this is week 2 of TTDL. Right now, I'm just gonna like show the leaderboard from last week. You could see we're in like 11th place right here. So I won my game, but then my teammate lost their game. Not a big deal. Losses are bound to happen, but that puts us in 11th place for this week. So going into week 2, we were behind, a little behind, but not anything that we can't make up. With that, I think I'll show the other team. Alright, so for week 2, we were fighting this team, and they have, like, a lot of good Pokemon for both singles and doubles. Golden Go, Ogerpon, Kingambit, Iron Hands are all really good Pokemon in both formats. And Enamorus, Slowking, and Dashbun, I think, can all put in a lot of work. Their main weakness, I would say, is that the team's pretty slow, and they have a lot of ground weaknesses. They have 4 natural ground weaknesses, and only 2 immunities and 1 resistance. Then also, they're really weak to electric. Hippopotas being their only ground type is kind of hurting them a bit because it's not genuinely like considered that great. But other than that, they can definitely do a lot of stuff. Something that I was looking at for this week was Choice Specs Enamorus. That thing is absurd. And if they get a Trick Room off, I could lose very, very fast. Without further ado, I think I could just go to the team builder, and show you what I cooked up for this week. Alright, so in the team builder, as I previously said, they have a single ground type, and it's Hippopotas. So Regieleki is very good here. This is a pretty standard set. Magnet just boosts electric attacks because that's basically all Regieleki can use. And it has Electro Ball because there's a lot of really slow Pokemon, and it will basically do max damage. Which is true even though I'm not running anywhere close to max speed. I'm only running 44 speed EVs, and I'm modest. But it still hits max damage on Kingambit, which is the most important Pokemon for it to do that. The speed's a bit weird, but you'll see why it's that specific stat later. Next up, as I also said, they're really weak to ground. So Great Tusk can kinda just mow through their team. Headlong Rush and Close Combat are really strong moves. And with Regieleki, I can kinda like between Regieleki and Great Tusk, I can one-shot Enamorus because it's either they stay a flying type if they're Flying Terra, or they become a water type and they're still weak to electric, or they become a steel type and I can hit them with Close Combat or Headlong Rush. Yeah, this is just pretty standard. I didn't go for Life Orb, I went for Booster Energy Attack because I didn't want to take Life Orb Chip, and they don't have Intimidate either. So I will always get the attack raise from Booster Energy. Next up is Baxcalibur. High horsepower, Icicle Crash, Sword Stance to Protect. This one looks weird. I normally don't like running Baxcalibur without Ice Shard because it's not the fastest Pokemon, but I thought that this could just be my dedicated Iron Hands counter if I couldn't get it in position where I like KO'd it first. Choppleberry means that I get 3-hit KO'd by the standard like 156 attack Drain Punch set. And even if they run like booster energy attack close combat, I'm still 2-hit KO'd. And then after Swords Dance, high horsepower always one-shots Iron Hands. Not much more here to say. No. Oh, I should have said on Regieleki, because I forgot. I always live Sucker Punch from Kingambit, like anything they could do, even Choice Band. Sorry about that, but yeah. This is to combo with other things later, because Regieleki's, I think, the best Pokemon on the team this week. This Skuntank set is interesting. It's just mainly here to do a bit of chip damage to a lot of stuff. Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, and Sludge Bomb are pretty decent coverage into their team, and Terra Grass, Terra Blast can do stuff against Hippopotas and Ogerpon if I need to. Though Ogerpon I could probably just hit with Sludge Bomb instead. And Terra Grass lets me tank Ogerpon's moves. And then, yeah, not much to say here. Even though it has an Assault Vest, it still will get worn down by special attacks. Mainly it's just special because a lot of their Pokemon are weaker on the special side than the physical side for a defense. And then this Mismagius set, Shadow Ball, Fake Tears, Will-O-Wisp Trick. This might be the coolest set I've made yet. Someone said it's like the most I've cooked ever. Or no, they said it was the most cooked set in the league. I don't know about that, but it is pretty cool. Terra Ghost, because Shadow Ball is the only attacking move, and then Fake Tears lets me combo with my special attackers and get some frankly really stupid KOs. Using Fake Tears on Kingambit will actually give me a chance to one-shot it with Electro Ball, which is kind of insane. Will-O-Wisp is also really nice against Kingambit and Iron Hands, and maybe Ogerpon too. And then Trick is just for a Dash Bun. I don't see them bringing anything besides Iron Defense Body Press if they bring Dash Bun, so tricking Choice Scarf onto that will stop it from going for that effectively. This Mismagius outspeeds my Regieleki by like 1 or 2 speed points. I don't quite remember. And then, so yeah, it can move first and get Fake Tears or Will-O-Wisp off before Regieleki moves. And the reason the speed tiers are so specific is that this is like the lowest amount of speed I can go while still outspeeding Choice Scarf Duraludon, which is like the fastest Scarfer they can use on their team, because Ogerpon can't hold Scarf. Then finally, another really cool set that I'm proud of is Choice Specs Whimsicott with Moonblast, Energy Pulse, Shadow Ball, and Switcheroo. This thing outspeeds Golden Go by 1 speed point exactly. So if their Golden Go outspeeds me, their Scarf. And then Choice Specs Whimsicott does insane damage actually. Like I can 2-shot Iron Hands if it's Assault Vest. And then I could also again 1-shot Kingambit if it has its special defense lowered by Moonblast. So it's really powerful, even though it only has 77 special attack. And yeah, special attack and speed were the only things that I really needed, so I just dumped into HP to make it a bit bulkier overall. But yeah, that's the team for week 2. I will get into the matches now. So here we are in game 1 of our set, and no Ogerpon was pretty surprising to me, since it's their fastest Pokemon, but maybe they just didn't want to bring it because I have Tailwind, technically. They don't know I don't have Tailwind yet, but it just looks like they're trying to go for Trick Room instead, which is valid. So my game plan for this game was just to kill Slowking and then play it out from there. They could do a few things to try and get Trick Room up, but overall, I think I should be able to do that. And yeah, I should just be able to start here. I don't think there's anything else I need to mention. Oh, no dash button either, so I won't need to use the trick stuff or switcheroo. Yeah. Okay. So they go for this lead of Hippopotas and Slowking. I have a pretty decent shot to one-hit KO Slowking with Thunderbolt, but I wanted to, guarantee that with Fake Tears, so I think that's what I did, and I just ignored Hippopotas because I didn't think it would do that much. So, here we go. Yeah, it's exactly what I do. I Fake Tears and Thunderbolt. So it's no Trick Room, but Hippopotas gets a Yawn off, which is not the greatest. Truth be told, I didn't really expect that. And now there's Kingambit. So again, I think I tunnel visioned a bit. The best play here would have been for me to switch Mismagius out and protect Regieleki, or potentially just switch both. In hindsight, but what I did is Fake Tears and Electro Ball into their protect, because for some reason I was just assuming they were Assault Vest. So yeah, Regieleki dies to high horsepower crit. I still haven't checked if that matters, but now Mismagius gets put to sleep, and that's potentially the worst turn of the whole league. Then, yeah, I don't really have a choice but to close combat them. If they stay in, they can do stuff. That's really, like, scary, but yeah. Great Tusk also gets yawned, and I don't really have much choice but to switch it out again so I don't get put to sleep, because they can just protect Enamorus. Even though Choice Specs was the thing I was scared of most, if they would just protect and let Great Tusk fall asleep, then I just lose immediately. So, yeah, I do that. I switch out Great Tusk. Mismagius still didn't take an turn of sleep, by the way. I KO them with Choice Specs Energy Ball. Moonblast. Probably not Specs because Mismagius survived there. But now I have Energy Ball into 2 resists, which is not good. Springtide Storm KOs Mismagius, and then chips down Whimsicott very well. Sucker Punch doesn't quite KO. You see, Heavy Slam doesn't kill them either because I gave up my booster energy. I was surprised Springtide Storm didn't KO either. That probably means that they're bulkier. And now, yeah. They just Sucker Punch for the win. So game 1, I had a strong first turn, but then everything else I got wrong. And even the first turn could have been better, because I could have just Electro Balled the Slowking and either Trick or Will-O-Wisp onto Hippopotas. There wasn't much downside for that. Trick would have locked them into Yawn, and Will-O-Wisp would have made it so Regieleki could stick on the field for longer. Truthfully, I just didn't expect Hippopotas to do anything, and I was wrong. So in game 2, I will definitely need to think about it more. So yeah, in game 2, like I said, Hippopotas is gonna probably be the number one thing I need to take out first, and then I can let Regieleki actually go in. Another thing is I don't need to focus on using fake tiers all that much. Just because I think Will-O-Wisp would have been better into Kingambit at some point. That's basically it. I don't think I made any Pokemon adjustments this game either. Truthfully, Baxcalibur isn't as necessary, neither is Skuntank, because they don't have Ogerpon, so I don't need to tank grass moves like I would have if they had it. So yeah, let's just get into it. So now they lead Iron Hands and Golden Go, which is completely different from what they led before. And I lead Mismagius and Whimsicott. So right here, both of my Pokemon are choiced, and I was really fearing like Fake Out and Make It Rain, because I think if it's choice specs, that would have KO'd both. So what did I do here? Let's have to see. Okay, they Fake Out. I'm surprised I didn't switch. Okay, yeah, I Will-O-Wisp, Iron Hands. They KO Mismagius, but Will-O-Wisping Iron Hands is actually pretty nice. And also Golden Go moved before Whimsicott, so that means that they are Scarf, which is pretty interesting though. So now a burned Iron Hands is really good. That means that their damage output is halved. And I'll be able to take hits a lot better. So even, and knowing that the Scarf means that their Golden Go also doesn't do as much damage as it could. So overall, I think they went for a lot more conservative things. They don't have specs on either of their special attackers, and Scarf Golden Go. So right now, even though that was technically a worse turn 1 than the last game, it's better now, I think, because I can get into a better position. Yeah, switching out is the best play there. I don't want to die to Shadow Ball. Then they double into Great Tusk. That's probably the best play that they could have done, because Great Tusk kind of like destroys their team, but you know, it was also pretty obvious. I also don't think I revealed Protect last game, so they didn't have a way of knowing, really. So I don't blame them for doubling there. Now I get Regieleki in for free, and I kill Electroweb and Headlong Rush. They switched Eternatus in here to tank that, but it will just get KO'd to another Electroweb. And Iron Hands isn't that much of a problem anyway. So even though I didn't do much that turn, well, not much, more than half to Enamorus. So even though I didn't do much that turn, in like the KOing sense, I still put them in an awkward position. So yeah, now I can just Thunderbolt and Headlong Rush, and they can't stop it. Then they bring in Golden Go. I Electro Web them, KO Enamorus, and now they're slower than Great Tusk, so I KO them again. And they're Slowking. And Electro Ball just KOs it, confirming further that I could have just done that turn 1 of game 1 and probably been in a lot better of a position. So yeah, a lot better of a game there. They took the first KO, but I was able to get into a better position just because I burned their Iron Hands. And I think I was going to do more of the same for Game 3. Okay, so Game 3, again, I was just planning on bringing the same 4 Pokemon because it's the most optimal for what they brought. And I was going to do more of the same, just Will-O-Wisp their physical attackers and get it to a position where Regieleki can win. That being said, here we go. So they lead Iron Hands in Enamorus this time, as I lead Regieleki in Mismagius. So yeah, I protect to block Fake Out, and then Will-O-Wisp them. They just try and KO Regieleki immediately. Now they switch into Hippopotas to tank an Electro Ball. And I miss Will-O-Wisp. Which sucks, but, you know, it's 85% accurate. This turn, I need Regieleki to stay around. So I think I switch it instead of protecting. Just because there's not really a reason to stay in anymore. When they could potentially just yawn my Mismagius. So I at least wanted to take some initiative and switch out turn in advance. Because I will need to switch eventually anyway. So yeah. Switch Whimsicott in. Will-O-Wisp. Oh yeah, I side Wisp here. Because if I Will-O-Wisp my own Whimsicott, they can't put it to sleep with Yawn. Which I thought would be pretty cool, but you know, it missed again. Not the greatest, but they didn't go for Yawn this turn anyway. Oh, they did, but they went into Mismagius, yeah. Forgot about that. Have to switch out as they switch into Enamorus. That was a good call by me. Because I knew they didn't want to let their Hippopotas die, and then Regieleki also tanks any move Iron Hands could do better than Mismagius. Because it resists both Wild Charge and Heavy Slam, which is what I think they would have used there. So yeah, now I think, yeah, they just protect. They protect, and then Energy Ball still does a lot to them because they are not Eevee, they are Citrus Berry. Regieleki will die to Sandstorm, but they're great. Not the greatest. Their Iron Hands is low. And now Great Tusk can hit the field. They Terra Water because they're scared of Heavy Slam. So I KO their Iron Hands with Energy Ball. And they Sludge Bomb Whimsicott for the KO there. Now I bring in Mismagius as they bring Hippopotas again. I Terra Ghost. Not really any reason to spread Wisp anymore. And I double up into them to KO. As they put my Mismagius to sleep. And now this turn. So I knew Mismagius was gonna outspeed Golden Go. But I didn't know if it would be enough to KO it. And I was really scared. Because if it survives Shadow Ball, I lose immediately. Because Golden goes just faster with its Choice Scarf. So, yeah, there was not really anything I could do besides just Shadow Ball the Golden Go here. So I protect, because if it doesn't kill, then, I don't know, could... yeah, but I block Eon and I KO it, which is really good. Mismagius falls asleep, and now it's just a matter of time before I win this. Hippopotas, I don't think, has a move to hit Mismagius. It might just be high horsepower. But I do want to, you know, win with both of them, so my differential stays better. Mismagius gets a lucky turn on Wake Up here and KOs Hippopotas. So yeah, a lot closer than I think it should have been. Game 1, I probably could have won if I just thought more about my moves. But, yeah, that's my week 2 matches. My week 3, I think I'm playing tomorrow. So, hopefully it goes better. I have a lot of cool stuff planned for it too. Yeah, I think that should be it.